Aaron Rodgers is going to go down as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. While he's aging right up there with Tom Brady, he is still one of the most preeminent in the league and has proven time and again that he is one of the Green Bay Packers' most valuable players. That is why we are breaking down 10 things that might shock you about Aaron Rodgers. Number 10. Aaron's finances. Aaron Rodgers has quite the paycheck, raking in around $21 million per year from his deal with the Green Bay Packers. But the legendary QB isn't just letting that money sit there. He's putting his money to work in a number of other ventures. For example, in April of 2018, Rodgers became a limited partner in the Milwaukee Bucks ownership group, making him the first active NFL player with an ownership stake in an NBA franchise. But it's not just the NBA that helps him make money off of the field. In addition to being one of the highest paid players in the league history, Rodgers has signed endorsement deals with major brands such as State Farm, notably one of the most lucrative ever for any NFL player, as well as with Adidas, Bergstrom Automotive, Previa Healthcare, Izod, and Sharpie. Number 9. Rough beginnings. Get this, Rodgers didn't receive a single scholarship offer from a Division I football program out of high school. He shattered every school record at Pleasant Valley High School in California, but in a 2011 interview with ESPN, Rodgers said at that time he seriously considered quitting football to study for law school. Thankfully, he persevered and decided to continue believing in his dreams. It turns out he saved all of his rejection letters. Apparently tacked to the wall of the walk-in closet in his Green Bay home are 2 rejection letters, one from Illinois, the other from Purdue. Unlike almost all of the star quarterbacks in the NFL, Rodgers had to start college at a junior college, and not because of grades. The lightly recruited quarterback with no Division I offers started college at Butte Community College in Oroville, just 15 miles from his home in Chico, California. He led the team to a 10-1 record in his one season as the starter and landed a scholarship offer from Cal coach Jeff Tedford, who was there to recruit a different player. Number 8. Aaron is a huge Joe Montana fan. During his time competing for the Cal Bears in college, Aaron Rodgers wore a Joe Montana t-shirt under his uniform. We can't blame him. With over 40,000 passing yards, 273 touchdowns, and 4 Super Bowl victories, Joe Cool is a solid role model for any quarterback. He wasn't the only quarterback who grew up in the Bay Area who loved Montana. Tom Brady was famously in attendance at the 1982 NFC Championship game between the 49ers and Cowboys and witnessed the catch in person. We probably gave this one away with the Joe Montana factoid, but it was interesting that back in 2005, when he could have been drafted by his childhood team, which was based less than 3 hours from Aaron's hometown of Chico, California, and according to some draft analysts, Rodgers was predicted to potentially go number 1 overall to the 49ers. However, San Francisco ended up choosing fellow quarterback Alex Smith, and Rodgers fell to the 24th pick, where he was taken by Green Bay. In fact, Aaron Rodgers has always been surrounded by controversy when it comes to the draft. For example, in the 2021 NFL Draft, Rodgers chose to drop the bomb on the NFL by saying that he didn't want to play for the Packers. Rodgers has almost always been the main story on the first day of the draft, dating back almost 20 years. First, in 2005, television viewers were struck by Rodgers' precipitous drop in the draft that saw him sitting in the green room for hours until he was picked number 24 overall by the Packers, which did become the main story of the day. Then in 2020, with the Packers in dire need of a wide receiver, they spent their first-round pick on Utah State quarterback Jordan Love, which blindsided Rodgers. Number 7. Aaron is both an active golfer and a major fan of the sport. It's been documented that Rodgers has made appearances to watch the PGA Championship in person. He also participates in the American Century Championship, a tournament that features current and former athletes along with celebrities across all sports. In 2018, Aaron shot a 79 and tied for 18th place with Minnesota Vikings receiver Adam Thielen 1 year after coming in 8th place. Aaron also enjoys playing golf with some famous friends. For example, Rodgers is close friends with one of the stars of The Office. Rodgers is a good friend of Brian Baumgartner, who played the lethargic but hilarious Kevin Malone in the hit show The Office. The two buddies played golf together, and the quarterback attended Baumgartner's wedding. Rodgers also made a cameo appearance as a talent show judge on the 9th and final season of the show. So it's easy to tell where Aaron got his football skills from because his father Ed was an offensive lineman who played college football at California State University, Chico. Aaron's one brother Jordan, who was on ABC's The Bachelor, also had stints with the Jacksonville Jaguars, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Miami Dolphins, as well as the BC Lions of the Canadian Football League. One of the big stories the media has pounced on about Rodgers and his personal life in the last few years has been the deterioration of the relationship between the star quarterback and his family. The fact the relationship went sour wouldn't have ever been common knowledge if it hadn't been for younger brother Jordan, who spilled the beans on an episode of The Bachelor. Number 6. Rodgers' relationships. It's nothing new that famous NFL quarterbacks are sometimes linked to famous women in their personal lives, but Rodgers has had some of the most high-profile relationships in the world of sports and entertainment over the last decade. Most notably, he was in a long-term relationship with X-Men actress Olivia Munn for 3 years, then a long-term relationship with race car driver Danica Patrick for 2 years. Years later, when Rodgers was named Most Valuable Player for the 3rd time at the 2020 NFL Awards, he thanked his fiancée in his acceptance speech. It was news to most of the world that he was even engaged. It turned out that his future wife is 2-time Golden Globe nominee Shailene Woodley. Woodley starred in the Academy Award-nominated film The Descendants, and if you want to guarantee you spend an entire day and night in front of the television, turn on the first season of HBO drama Big Little Lies, starring Woodley, Nicole Kidman, and Reese Witherspoon. Number 5. The quarterback is heavily passionate about music. Aaron is a self-taught guitarist, but if that's not cool enough for you, Rodgers also owns his own record label, Suspended Sunrise Recordings, where he tries to help aspiring artists make it big in the music industry. Aaron and his friend Ryan Zachary signed their first band, The Make, in 2011. Number 4. Rodgers was a contestant on Celebrity Jeopardy. In the summer of 2015, Rodgers made an appearance on the popular show and crushed it. Not only did Aaron win $50,000, he proved he's smarter than an astronaut and a well-known Shark Tank entrepreneur. Yep, you heard that correctly. Rodgers beat astronaut Mark Kelly, and he edged out Kevin O'Leary, aka Mr. Wonderful. He did have a score of 1310 on his SATs after all. His winnings went to the charity MACC, the Midwestern Athletes Against Childhood Cancer. Number 3, he's also been the butt of some jokes. Rodgers and legendary Green Bay quarterback Brett Favre famously didn't vibe after the Packers drafted Rodgers of Cal in 2005. In Jeff Pearlman's 2016 book Gunslinger about Favre, we got the first glimpse into how the relationship played out between the two Hall of Famers, one current, one future, and how Favre mercilessly hazed Rodgers to begin with. Most notably, he took a helmet meant to be signed by the team and switched it out with Rodgers' helmet before practice. And when Rodgers realized it, he had to wear the signed helmet for practice. Number 2, Rodgers loves the Kentucky Derby. Aaron enjoys most sports, but the Kentucky Derby is one day he circles on his calendar every year. In 2018, while decked to the nines, he bet on Audible because, well, that's what he loves to do at the line of scrimmage. Get it? Anyway, he ended up losing the bet since Justified took the crown, but by the look of these pictures, he still had a blast. Where was Rodgers the day news of his desire to never play for the Packers again hit moments before the first round of the 2021 NFL Draft was about to begin? At the Kentucky Derby, of course. Number 1, Rodgers and the Dalai Lama. Even the Dalai Lama loves Aaron Rodgers. In 2018, Aaron took a trip to his residence in India and spent some time with one of the most recognizable spiritual figures around the world. Rodgers was on a trip to India with his former girlfriend Danica Patrick as part of a philanthropic mission with Starkey Hearing Foundation, giving hearing aids to many who don't have access otherwise. Based on the photographic evidence, His Holiness is now a Packers fan. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any new content. These have been the top 10 things that might shock you about Aaron Rodgers.